Let me just ask you a few questions. You ever think to yourself about your spouse, we don't feel close anymore? Or sometimes I just can't stand you being around me. Or what's happened to us? Any of those questions ever come to your mind? Does it strike a chord? Well, you're not alone, folks. We are breaking boundaries here at Marriage IQ, forging new roads, new paths. But we want to talk specifically today about emotional hypocrisy. You might be thinking, what on earth is that?
Yep, that's what I said.
It happens to the best of us. And we here at Marriage IQ are determined to help pull you out of that rut and send you flying again back to your scintillating marriage. Welcome to Marriage IQ, the podcast helping you become an intelligent spouse.
I'm Heidi Hastings.
And I'm Scott Hastings. We'd like to share parts of emails from people who listen today. This might go something like, I have wanted my husband or wife to change. Can you help me help them change? I want to be happy in our marriage.
I want to be cherished and loved and desired.
First of all, we understand, and you need to know that we love you. We're starting with love. But you can hope and pray all your life for someone else to change. Are you hoping and praying for your own self to change? And then are you acting on it?
I remember very specifically Scott and I riding bikes through the tulip fields in the Netherlands. But something happened between the bike ride and that evening that really ticked me off. I do remember praying, God, please make him change. And very clearly hearing, but look at yourself. I have agency. He has agency. We can't make anyone else change as much as we try. The only person that we can change is ourselves.
This person, they're hurting. They're seeking validation. They want the Hastings to say, see, I'm right. My spouse is wrong. If that happens and you use that as ammo against your spouse, the Hastings said this. Tell me how that game pans out. You know, me score 1, you score 0. How's that going to pan out? We all say, oh yeah, I have problems. But then when you go home, you don't assume you have problems. It's only your spouse.
When I can only see the faults of others, that's contempt. Contempt means I'm good, you're bad. And that will drag a relationship to death. I start trying to control the other person. Contempt impacts the tone of our voice, and that can feel like an attack. It can drive people away from us a lot more than it can drive people to do what we wanted originally, which was closeness and connection.
We talk about contempt. We think, okay, contempt is bad. But then we go back and live our lives filled with contempt.
But we're not recognizing it.
Are we really looking deeply at ourselves? Not just admitting that we have these issues, but really doing the deep homework of self-reflection. Am I being contemptful here? Am I being defensive here? In what ways am I being defensive? That insight, not thinking about how bad you were, but about me. And really that requires us going back to identity. Who am I? How did I grow up? What expectations do I have of myself? Do I find my sense of worth from others? Do I have my own sense of worth? And if so, why? What do I do well in? What does my spouse do well in? So what if the complaints we have about our spouse are actually hidden messages to our own selves, telling ourselves that there are things we don't like about ourselves?
Ooh, that's interesting.
So what if the things that I have problems with you are really reflections on the deep insecurities I have about myself?
Every time I have looked at somebody and thought that they needed to change, I've learned that it's really me that's needed to change.
Curiosity. The word curious means I want to know. Help me understand. I really want to know. I'm not faking it.
That's meaningful. In a conversation with one of my daughters recently, she said something that was very hurtful to me. And I kind of shut down for the whole rest of our dinner together. I got on the road, went on my way feeling really distressed. And then I thought, wait a second, this isn't very emotionally intelligent. So I called her back up and I said, when you said this, I'm just curious. What did you mean by that? I just want to understand. She told me, and I said, okay, because this is the way that I interpreted what you said. And it was really hurtful to me. And she had the opportunity then to explain in her own way what it was that she meant. We just get in this system, and it takes very intentional work. And the only person we can control is ourselves. So that's the best place to start. What is my part in this? And in doing so, a lot of times the other person will change too.
So back to the original premise, my love. Are we emotional hypocrites? Are we hypocrites when we say that we want something from our spouse that we don't even know ourselves? So, men, let's talk about expectations. Your wife wants you to be strong and confident, yet she also wants you to be vulnerable and real. She wants you to be a leader, but she also wants to have equal power with you. She wants you to shower her with love and affection, but she also wants to feel independent and strong.
Yes.
All
of those are true.
That feels paradoxical.
Okay.
Not just to me, to a lot of men, and it's not wrong at all.
It feels good to me.
It's not wrong. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's
different.
the oil, it's the water. Nobody's blaming anyone else for anything. It's just what it is. And it's different, men. It depends on the timing.
Yeah. That's fair.
Your wife doesn't want you to be vulnerable with her when she is facing a really deep emotional problem. She wants you to be a rock for her during that time. Now, other times when she feels very safe, she wants you to then be vulnerable. It's up to you to know how to do it.
It just seems to me, from my perspective, that most men have a less complex way of thinking. It's more goal-oriented. It's less contextual. They're just point A to point B, and let's get there and let's get it done.
So,
much more simple.
Emotionally simple.
I think women have definitely more complex, nuanced, contextual ways of thinking and experiencing emotion. One's not bad or good.
There's a lot of things that are probably not fundamentally changeable, but I think just starting that understanding.
We really do want our spouses to be the best person they can be. But just turning that mirror around a little bit and thinking, am I wanting me to be the best person I can be? And being honest with ourselves about where we have room for growth is important.
Do you want me, honey, to be tough but tender?
Yes.
Strong but gentle?
Yes.
Adventurous but stable?
Yes.
Industrious but fun?
Yes.
Husbands, we want our wives who are supportive but independent, and they have their own opinions. Passionate but stable emotionally. Flirty but focused. Caring but not losing herself.
Okay.
Sexy but not, well, let's be
Raunchy.
honest. We want sexy. There is no other.
No, but
We
not.
we want our wives to be sexy, period. So, wrapping it all up here, folks, on emotional hypocrisy today. What is one thing you can change this week as an individual in your relationship? Think, okay, how am I being emotionally hypocritical in this relationship? And then come together, talk about this. What is one thing we can do as a couple to recognize emotional hypocrisy? Not in your spouse, but in
yourself.
That's it for today. We hope you enjoyed this discussion, and reach out to us. hello@marriageiq.com. And
we hope you all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on the next episode of
Marriage IQ.